Vroom. And that is my technological intro for The Real Show. Hi, I'm your host, ASHIK. Welcome. If this is your first time, if this is your second time, if this is your third time, thank you very much for tuning in live. And for those who are going to be tuning in later on YouTube, thank you very much. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my third live stream ever and the third episode of The Real Show at Yeti's Kitchen. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow. I've got some friends with me giving me some support back here. I've got, my Superman, my mate, with the. I got my minion and I got my cool zebra from, that animation movie. But. Public service announcement. This is for fun and entertainment purposes only. I'm not here to abuse you. I'm not here to introduce you. A little bit of rhyming. No, I'm not here to offend anybody. And hopefully nobody gets offended. Hopefully you love this and you like, share, and subscribe. And you tune in every week. And like I said, this is my third week here live. And my third setting as well. I'm still trying to figure out, what's the best lighting and how I look good and how I look younger and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully how the sound comes out as well. But as per usual, it is movies, sport, entertainment talk, and all things live. I'm finished with a few tunes, etc. and just having a good time and just, those positive vibes. Because we're still in challenging times. Lockdown 3.0. So, government announcement. Anyway, Boris is hopefully making an announcement on Monday this week to let us know what coming out of the lockdown 3.0 is going to look like. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It does look like, the first thing they're going to go for is the primary schools, then the secondary schools, probably a staggered start. Then the colleges, uni will probably be the last thing that goes back to normal. And then the different businesses. I mean, I still think hospitality and leisure will probably potentially be one of the last things that opens as a result of what happened last year with the Eat Out to Help Out. As successful as it was and as much as it got us all out, the numbers did go up after that. And the last thing we want is a third wave of this atrocious virus that has affected so many lives, that has so many people have passed away, and it's affecting people's livelihood, mental health, etc. So challenging times, but we've just got to stick together. I remember, communicate, don't hate. But anyway, I hope you are all well. I've had a bit of a funky week, but again, not complaining, being mega busy. A little bit out of my comfort zone, but like I tell other people when I'm having conversations with them, we're in really strange, unprecedented times. So sometimes, you've got to come out of your comfort zone and you've got to do a little bit of everything. Sometimes you might have to work in a role that you may not like, or it's not really your thing. But for the time being, you know what? If it pays the bills, if it put food on the table and all that, kind of keep a roof over your head, then it's all good in the hood. But let's start with entertainment talk. As you know, guys, we've been talking a little bit of trash TV, and I've told you many a time what my guilty pleasure is. I'm going to try and use a little bit of technology here. Hopefully it works. Hopefully you can see it, etc. But I'm going to start with celebs go dating in the mansion. Zippy. I've still can't remember what the hippo's called from Rainbow. It's not Humphrey, is it? Bungle the bear, Zippy, and is it George? Zippy and George. But anyway, celebs go dating in the mansion. Is that coming up? Oh yeah, you can see that. Technology is getting a bit better. Well, there you go. I'm pretty sure it's finally come to an end. Thank God for that. I mean, what a show that was. I mean, I don't understand who actually watches this stuff. I mean, I know I'm talking about it and I'm giving it airtime, but it is trash TV. I've literally seen glimpses of it and little clips of it. But it's like, which clubs are still dating and together and all that kind of stuff. So Kimberly Hart, Simpson and Shane, apparently they're still together and they've even moved in together. Yippee, they moved in together. Tom Zanette and Sophie Herman, they're still together. Oh, surprise, surprise, it's still a black. Chloe Ferry and Kieran split, no joke. But they remain in touch. You're out of touch, I'm out of touch, and I'm not around. Stop that. But they're just friends for now. What does that mean? That's what it means. Curtis Pritchard and Daniela. Oh dear me, the split. And Karim and Whitney. Oh, no surprise there, they split. But I was trying to figure out Karim, you know, what he was off. But, you know, he's like a CBBC presenter and he's been in a few stage shows and, you know, he's got performing arts and drama background. And I think it's brilliant. But I was just thinking, like, if I was in his position, would I do a reality TV show like that? I don't know. I feel like to a certain extent, you're kind of putting yourself down. You know what I mean? You know, you build yourself up and then you appear in something like that. I mean, you know, national service or public service, I think if you're a celebrity at some point or another, being in the jungle or the castle, I'm a celeb, get me out of here. I mean, that'd be way more fun and you'd be able to network with celebrities and all that, but each to their own. And yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a catch-22. I mean, me personally, I'm like a Z-list celebrity. You know, I've been on TV. I've done a lot of TV work and presenting and hosting, and not quite, you know, been able to grasp that brass ring. But yeah, I don't think I'd do something like that. I might do like an action one, like a Ninja Warrior for charity or something like that, but not a celebs go dating in the mansion. One of my other guilty pleasures. And you know what? I told myself last week that because the program did my head in so much, mostly because of the experts, I told myself I wasn't going to watch this anymore. But lo and behold, this week, I found myself going down the rabbit hole and I was back watching a guilty pleasure. I was watching none other than Married at First Sight. I told myself I wasn't going to watch it because last week, you know, what did my head in was the experts. I didn't feel like they were helping the couples and all that kind of stuff. I'm only going to briefly touch on this because there's a moral of the story behind this, or what I'd like to call a moral of the story. But Married at First Sight, what happened was there was a couple in there, and what they ended up doing, what was their names? What was their names? It's gone from my head, but if you've been watching Married at First Sight, Dan, the man, he ain't no man. He trying to be a player. He not playing no game. He playing lots of games. Get him out my name. Don't. Dan ended up confessing or coming out and saying that on the sly he's been checking Jessica. And she ain't no Jessica Rabbit. She's just lip plumped up and. But anyway, you know, they came out. They've kind of like, it's basically they've kind of had an affair. You know, they've been seeing each other, and I felt really bad for Tamara and Mick, because Mick was a nice guy, and what peed me off, yeah, was Mick had a bit of a breakdown. I think, you know, he kept it all inside him. When he realized what happened, he's like, you know, I've been wasting my time. And there was one of the couples that are still together, which is the teacher and that other girl. You know, I mean, if you've been watching it, you know what I mean. But she was like, oh, you can't come in here and you said you wasted your time. You knew what to expect. But the thing is, when somebody is genuinely going in there to look for a life partner, and then basically they've been played a game when one person's put the time and effort in, the other person's just been playing, and what do you expect? What really grinded my gears this week was the experts basically said, oh, well, it's not our place to meddle or tell people what to do or what not to do. So you know what? We'll let Jessica stay in the experiment so she can spend time with Dan and see if they get along with each other, because they've not had the opportunity. And to be honest, good on the contestants or the people that, whatever they are, the people in the experiment, they said they weren't comfortable with it. But you know what? The flipping experts let them crack on with it. And you know, it's common sense. You know what? They were both just infatuated with each other. They were both like, you know, 16 to 18-year-olds infatuated with somebody because there's a physical attraction, there's a sexual attraction, and my satisfaction. And if you ever fall in love again, now, baby, you must make sure that the man is not dead, cause he's a player. Sorry about that musical interlude. But basically, yeah, the flipping expert said, you know what, you can stay on in the experiment and you can get to know each other. If there was any, you know, moral epiphany from the experts, they would have said, okay, you want to spend time with each other, go do it on your own, because you've done something in the experiment that shouldn't have happened. But as a balanced argument, the expert said, well, this did happen in the experiment, so maybe they should be allowed to, because it's not. But you know what? I just felt like maybe there wasn't enough drama, or they wanted to carry on the drama this season, and they just said, well, you know what? We'll let these two stay on in the experiment and see how they get on. And I just think, you know what, that was a load of, I would have let them on. I would have told them, on your bike, get off in a bit, arrivederci, see you later, don't let the gate hit you in the backside, and I never want to see your face again. But there you go, married at first sight. When I said about 2 minutes ago, before I started ranting, which was probably more than 2 minutes ago, hi Superman, a moral of the story. The thing with married at first sight, married at first sight, if you're staying in the experiment for more than a week, let's say you're coming up to the 4-week mark, 6-week mark, 8-week mark, whatever it is, it's a little bit like the beginning of a relationship when everything is exciting and everything's new. And the thing is, you're both staying together, you're both living together, you're going out together, you're socializing, you're spending time, you're going out, you're shopping, you're eating, you're sleeping, you're pooping, you're weeing, you know. But the thing is, you're getting to see only the, well, potentially the best side. You're not only seeing the best side, but you're seeing many other sides. But you're kind of getting the best out of that person, because there's not that much external stress. You're not at work when you're on the show, and you know, you've got all that time, effort, and energy to give to that person. But the reality is, when we live in real life, you know, unless we're fortunate to live a life of luxury and we've got ample amount of free time, we're at work, we've got commitments, we're looking after family, friends, pets, the environment, all this kind of stuff, trying to progress professionally, academically, etc. You know, our emotions are different, our stress levels are different. And I just think, especially for the younger viewers out there, don't get fooled or sucked into the whole thing of celebs go dating in the mansion, or married at first sight, or the Temptation Island, or whatever. Because the thing is, you know, you've got to invest in yourself and be the best you can be, and that starts with you being comfortable with you. And if you're, you know, if you're awesome at being you and you're comfortable at being on your own and doing various things, then when you connect with somebody, it's natural. You don't need to make effort, and you know, you help each other, you pick each other up, but you're your own person. But you know, if you're just like in one of these shows and you're expecting to find love, I mean, to be fair, there is one couple that honestly, their love, their togetherness is almost like, you know, a 16-year-old's first relationship, and they're infatuated and they're attracted and they love each other and they can't stay away from each other, and they've stayed together, and that's fine. You know, that it was just a natural connection. But you know, good on them. But like I said, the first relationship you need and the best relationship you're gonna have is one with yourself. Get to know yourself and put yourself out of your comfort zone. Put yourself in a comfortable place, out of a comfortable place, work hard, hustle, burn the candle at both ends a little bit, and really spend time to find yourself. And once you do that, you know, you know, what would they say? You know, the forces of nature and the vibe in the universe, you'll attract something and something will attract you, and bim, bam, boom, you know, Bob's your uncle. In other news, last week it was it was Valentine's Day. So for those of you who celebrated, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you all had a fantastic time. What did I do? What did I do in Valentine's Day? I think I slept, I ate, I trained, I had some nice food. And that's all, folks. But yeah, you know what? If you had a Valentine, brilliant. If you didn't have a Valentine, who cares? Because you know what? Every day is Valentine's Day. I love you all. The look of love is in the air. Anyway, back to entertainment. Sorry, I'm trying to use technology here. Like I said, it's not one of my strong points, but you know, we're getting there slowly but surely. Married at First Sight, movie talk. So finally, I think this was last week as well. I think it was last Sunday, maybe. But what's it called? Justice League, the Snyder Cut. If you're into superhero movies, if you're not into superhero movies, I know a lot of people slated the Justice League that got released via Joss Whedon. But the new trailer came out, and I mean, I think literally the internet broke when none other than Jared Leto, who is also playing Morbius in the upcoming Marvel movie, is returning in the Justice League movie as the Joker. And, you know, the clip that he's in where he says, "We live in a society, don't we, Batman?" But I was waiting for his his crazy laugh that he did in Suicide Squad. But believe it or not, the Justice League Snyder Cut is not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 hours long. So I mean, all the bits that were edited out of there are back in there. New footage is being shot. Martian Manhunter's in there as well. Cyborg's going to have a different look / better look. Flash is going to have a bit more screen time. Black Suit Superman, Joker, Lex Luthor. I mean, you know what? I think it's going to be fantastic. And I think, you know what? Don't just wait for the reviews to come out. Give it a chance. Watch it. I mean, Superman's a fantastic character. He's been with us for through all the decades. And it is a symbol of hope and all that kind of stuff. But why not have a little bit of fun and watch some comic book fan favorite with, you know, you got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, the Amazonians, the Atlanteans, the Cyborg, the Mother Boxes. Steppenwolf's got a completely different look in this one as well. So hence, that's one of the reasons why Superman's joining us today. He's not in the black suit, but in the movie, Henry Cavill is. And I just think with a movie that's 4 hours long, it's going to be good. And you know what? We can watch it in the comfort in our homes, and we can take our time and have a little rest break when we need to. Some people are saying maybe it's too long. Some people are saying, oh, well, you know, the original one that came out was a bit pants. I mean, at the end of the day, don't knock something till you've tried it or watch it. So, you know what? It might be a really good watch. So stay tuned. That will be releasing ASAP. Next on my agenda, I've tried to put things in a list. Bollywood. We'll come to Bollywood in a little while. I'm going to flip over to music. And I'm going to try and play you a track. Hopefully it plays. If you're into, this is for probably mostly for our Asian viewers, but even if you're not an Asian viewer and you're just a viewer that's tuning in, still check these tracks out and definitely check the artist out. The artist is Husnain Lahori. From what I gather, he's been performing, I think, close to a decade now. He's literally performed all over the world. He's had tracks that have made it to the iTunes, I think top 10, top 20. I've seen him perform live. I've shared the stage with him once. I think he performed at the Asian Lifestyle Expo 2 years ago as well. And in the lockdown, he's utilized his own home studio. He's filmed a music video for this. He's edited it. He's done it in the lockdown and he's released his own version of a Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan track. And I'm just going to play it for you a little bit. I mean, I absolutely love it. Hopefully you can hear this. And it's a very simple, effective video. I absolutely love it. And just the beat. Listen to that. If you're a fan of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, I'm sure you'll enjoy this track. Listen to that rhythm. You know, fantastic. And it just goes to show you there, look at that. He's a music artist. He's made the best out of the situation that we're in. He's worked at home. He's sung it, made the tune, made the rhythm, recorded it, edited it, got everything done. It's up online. Give him a check out. Check him out on YouTube. Just put in the search bar Husnain Lahori. That's HUSSAIN Lahori, LAHORI. And you can give him a like and a follow on Instagram and Facebook. Fantastic artist. He's got loads of covers on there. He's got some English tracks on there. He's got some classic Bollywood tracks on there. And I think it was a couple of months ago, he released this track, which has got a moral of the story to it, and it's called Influence. The video is pretty good as well. Good moral of the story.
Because I know who you really are underneath. Because you're nothing but a clown. I'm about to shoot the curtain from your eyes now. Reality bina hai teri pakad. Dekhe na tujhe saaf zahir hai. Ye baat teri soch se hi shayad bahir hai.
So that track is called Influence. It's by Husnain Lahori. And, you know, it's just about like, you know, social media. People on social media, you know, they show you what they want to show you. They make you see what they want to see. But sometimes ain't all is cracked up to be. And we know that. And you know what? I think it goes more so for young people who can potentially be influenced easily, or, you know, like, yeah, they can, you know, they're a bit, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, but they're a bit naive. They're still learning. They're coming into their own, you know, things like identity, how they fit into society and circles and who they are and what they're going to be. And social media, I mean, for example, you know, bodybuilding. Once upon a time, bodybuilding was, you did your local shows, you did your national shows, you ended up in the UK magazines, then you ended up in the bigger magazines, your muscle and your fitness, your flex and all that. And then, you know, maybe you got your pro card, and then you carried on, and then maybe you'd have a workout video and all that kind of stuff. And everybody did their own thing. And now there's so much information on YouTube, Instagram, and, you know, people are blogging. You know, some people look fantastic in their pictures, and then when you see them in real life or you see them competing, they look completely different. Same thing with boxing, which I'll touch on in a little bit. But basically, this track by Husnain Lahori, Influence, definitely go check it out. Give it a like, give it a share. I think it's a fantastic tune. And I just thought I'd share that with you because we have a very diverse crowd watching this show over the last couple of weeks. I think so far the first show has been the one that's had the most views on YouTube. Last week, I think so far had the most viewers live, and obviously this is the third one. So I'm trying to give a little bit of entertainment, sport, news, movies, all that kind of stuff, and share things with you that you might not know about. And also the fact that I strangely am a little bit like Sheldon from The Big Bang, and I'm like not a nutty professor or a crazy scientist, but I have a unusual amount of knowledge on various topics. And it's like this show, you know, literally I have a couple of bullet points next to me. I don't read off a script. I don't really like doing that, but it's what works for me. And you know what? Some people have had given me some fantastic feedback, and I really do appreciate you all. And some people have given me some negative feedback and be like, what are you doing? You think you're a YouTuber, you're live streaming, whatever. Well, you know what? I'm doing it, and that's the end of it. And I hope you really enjoy it. I ain't here to bang a drum or sing a song about me. Maybe I'll do that in a different podcast. But, you know, this is the real show. I'm trying to keep it real, a bit of fun, a bit of entertainment, a bit of cringe, a bit of stuff that you can watch, and a bit of real life and how things tie in between. But we'll go over to sport, I think, now. Should we go over to sport? Yeah, because again, I want to kind of talk about real life, and a couple of people have asked me about this as well. But boxing news, I think Josh Kelly's fighting tonight. Dylan White and who did he fight last time? Povetkin has got a provisional date of March the 27th, which isn't that far off. What we're talking about, 6 weeks. So they're probably already in a training camp, but allegedly that's the new date for it. And depending what happens with Josh Kelly, apparently Eddie Hearn has said there is potentially big fights for Josh Kelly in the face of Conor Benn, Kell Brook, or none other than our Bolton boy, Amir Khan. I mean, love him or hate him, I think it'd be fantastic to see Amir back in the ring. You know, depending on how old you are and whether you like him, whether you don't like him, you know, I've always said I'm so sick of hearing glass chin. You know, it's a load of rubbish. You know, you hit anybody with enough pounds of pressure around here, you know, you're going to knock them out. I've been knocked down. I've knocked bigger people down. It's just one of those things. And if you think about it, you know, at the end of the day, if I had to summarize Amir Khan, he was a young lad who had a dream of making it to the Beijing Olympics. And he was going on and on and on and on. Fireworks about the Olympics. And you know what? He made it to Athens. He got a silver medal. He was like 17. This is like back in 2004. So yeah, it must have been 17, yeah. And came back, could have stayed amateur, turned pro, absolutely smashed it in a short space of time. And basically, he picked one hobby from the age of 8, stuck with it, and look what he's achieved. You know, that's not to say that's the only way to go about it, but it's a way to go about it. And I think when you talk about sports, or when I talk about sports, because it is my thing, that is, you know, my background, amateur sports, a little bit of, you know, semi-pro, if you want to call it that. But what is actually semi-pro? It does my head in when people say I'm a semi-pro boxer. It's like, what is it? Are you amateur? Are you professional? But basically, what I'd say from observation over the years, because unlike other people who have just become super coaches because of social media, or they've just randomly started coaching after working 20 years in retail, no offense to them, good for them. I've been coaching for a long time, and my observation is, you know, before, people used to be an amateur, they got on with it, they went for the local shows, regional championships, national championships, European championships, Commonwealth, maybe went to the Commonwealth Games, maybe Pan-Asian championships, Asian championships, and then maybe try and qualify for the Olympics. And then, you know, they stayed amateur all the way, or they eventually turned pro. I think as a result of people like Amir Khan and Anthony Joshua as well, currently, I think a lot of people have this perception that if I'm a boxer, I do really well, and I go to the Olympics and I come back with a medal, don't come back with a medal, I'm going to become a professional and I'm going to be a millionaire. If that is your only goal, or that is the only thing you look at, then you know what? I'm sorry, regardless of how many people are pumping you up and promising you the world, that's not the way it is. The reason why a lot of people like to say it as an amateur is because obviously you get help from Team GB. You get a bit of money to help you with your training and your transport and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously if you've got any injuries, you need physio, you need kit, that helps there. As soon as you turn pro, you need to have your physical, you need to have your medical, you need to pay for your pro card, you need to be able to sell enough tickets, you're paying your coach, or your coach might be taking a cut, your management team, the promoter, all this kind of stuff. And people have this perception that if I'm going to turn pro, I'm going to be a millionaire. Well, you know what? If you look at all the current British boxers at the moment, I'm telling you straight, yeah, Joshua's a millionaire, Fury's a millionaire, Tyson Fury's a millionaire, Amir's a millionaire. Which other professional fighters are millionaires? British boxers. There aren't that many because, well, most boxers, and this isn't their fault, but you know, you listen to people, the crowd gets around you, they promise you the world, they promise you this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And the reality is the person doing this to you in front of your face is the one doing this to you under the table. And I'm really sorry to put my middle finger up, but I'm just keeping it real. This is the real show. I'm telling you how it is. And I'll go in much more detail another time. But, you know, sometimes people feel like they turn pro, and if I go with this coach, well, he's got this many fighters, and he's got, you know, all his fighters have fights regularly or semi-regularly. So if I go there, I'm going to make loads of money. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a good team, and you got to stay on top of it. I mean, for me personally, and this is just my personal opinion for me, not for anybody else. If I could go back to the age of 16 to 18 and somebody told me, and this is a bit of a catch-22 because I love coaching, I love training, I love strength and conditioning. And I'll talk about that in a second. But if somebody told me, Ash, you've got a choice, you can become a professional athlete, you're not going to become a millionaire, but you're going to earn more money than you'd earn from having a normal 9-to-5 job, and you know you're potentially going to be an athlete for this long, or you have the opportunity of working a job, I'd probably pick the athlete route. I only say that because I always like to have a backup plan behind a backup plan and a backup plan behind that. So for example, and again, I'm not hating, I'm keeping it real, a lot of personal trainers have struggled in this lockdown because they're used to doing things face-to-face and their clients and the gyms closed, etc. I'm fortunate that I've used things like Zoom, video calling, Instagram, sending people plans and all that kind of stuff. That's worked for me. And obviously I've got a lot, well, not obviously, I think a lot of people don't know, but whether you do or you don't, I've got many qualifications under my belt, lots of different experiences in different workplaces, lots of different things I've done over the years. So, you know, if one door closes or one opportunity closes, I can kind of grab onto something else. And you know what, a worst case scenario, if I'm still chasing those targets and goals that I've got, and I need to go work in a warehouse because that's what suits my routine or that's what pays the bills, then you know what, that's what I'll do. Because another big thing in life, whether you're an athlete or whether you're just trying to chase after your dreams or whether you've got goals or whether you've got targets, it ain't about how it looks to other people. It's about how it looks to you. You can't go on listening to this person and that person. Somebody's always going to criticize. Somebody's always going to say they've done it better, or you can't do it, or it can't be done. And you know what? All I've ever heard when somebody says it can't be done is I hear, I'm going to be the first one to do it. Or if everybody else says they can't do it, I'm going to have a go. And I'm going to have a go on my terms, and I'm going to try my best. And if it works out, fantastic. And if it doesn't, I don't need to blame anybody. I don't need to feel bad of myself. I gave it a try. I gave it my best. And that's the end of it. But, I mean, yeah, I'm going to use boxing, amateur boxing as an example quickly before I wrap up this segment. But a lot of super coaches out there, a lot of people promising young lads the world that this is going to happen, or you get pad men or coaches who aren't even coaches, or people trying to do strength and conditioning just because they've copied something off YouTube with no real life practical application or experience or even qualifications. It's dead simple. I don't want to criticize anybody or spread hate, but what I'm going to say is if you're looking for a coach and you know you want to do the best that you can, do what's good for you. So look at all the coaches that are available to you. At the end of the day, some people can travel out of town, some people can't. Try all the different coaches, see which one works for you. If it's too much too soon, then you know what, they're probably pumping you up because you are a number to them, you are paying money, and they're thinking, right, well, if he's paying 50 quid a month, I need 10 of it, that's 500 quid a month. I'll give him a fight, I'll make him work towards a fight. There's over the years I've come across, I'll give you an example and then I'm going to leave it there. I had a parent, 2 sons, and he was like, one of my sons is like Nazim and one of my sons is like Tyson. To be honest, neither of them were like that. One had rapid speed and suited, moving in and out, 1-2 shots, boom, 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 tag out. And one of them had really good body movement if I had to just isolate 2 key skills. And I was like telling his dad, you know what, you need to let them have their own style instead of looking at boxers and saying they're Nazim, they're Tyson. You know, at the end of the day, there are some, you know, there's only one Tyson. Tyson threw loads of hooks. If you go in an amateur gym and try and throw loads of hooks, 9 times out of 10, the coach will be like, no, you need to throw straight shots. Well, try telling Tyson that. You know, Mike Tyson used hooks and that body movement and the bobbing and weaving, and it worked for him. But anyway, going back to this parent, training his kid for 6 months, he was going to other gyms and he was like, oh, I want my kid to have a fight, etc. And I'm like, you know what, your kid's not ready. And he's got a bit of defense work that he needs to work upon because he keeps dropping his hand at certain points. And if another fighter noticed that, he's going to get his nose busted in his first fight. Anyway, this parent decided to leave the gym I was at, went to another gym, got pumped up by a coach, got carded up within 2 weeks, got a fight within 3 weeks. He ended up back at the gym I was coaching at by, I think, week 5 or 6. I'm very impartial. Wherever I train, I always tell everybody, everybody's welcome to train. And you're more than welcome to go to another coach, etc. Do what's good for you. If you want to stick with me, fantastic. If you want to go with somebody else, that's fantastic. You know, my work kind of speaks for itself. Anyway, long story short, parent came back, and eventually it was like, you know what, we went to gym XYZ. I'm not going to name it. We got carded up. We went for the fight, and in the first round, first minute, my son's nose got busted. And I'm like, you know, I'm not here to be the bad guy, but I always keep it real. It's one of those things, you know what I mean? You can have 100 people go to boxing. Out of those 100 people, there might be 10 or 20 really good amateurs. Out of then 10 or 20, there might be 5 or 6 that can make it national championships, regional championships. There might be 3 or 4 that can do the nationals. There might be 1 or 2 that can go to the international competitions. And you might be lucky 1 might make it to the Olympics. That's not to say not to have a go, not to try, but it's got to be real. You got to be realistic. You know, the example I usually give to young people is, how do we not know one of you is the next Tiger Woods? How do we know? How many of you have actually tried golf? The thing is, you know, because our mom and dad love football, so I'm going to be a footballer. Because my dad's pushing me for Sunday league, I'm going for Sunday league. Because my dad loves, my mom loves Anthony Joshua, so I'm going to be a boxer. The thing is, you got to love what you love, and you got to do what you're good at. Some things, sometimes you really like a sport, but you're not that good at it. And sometimes you might not like a specific sport, but you're really good at it. I mean, in hindsight, I wish I did kickboxing more than I did boxing, just because I'm really good at kicking. I'm quick. The fitness levels, it's 4 limbs, you know, the interclubs, the fights and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? For me, it was too little, too late, but it was what it was. You know, you're not going to cry over spilt milk. You know, we get older, we grow, we develop, and it's good to pass on that information. The best thing we can do as adults or as parents, as friends, as brothers, as sisters, as mentors, as somebody helping another individual, the best gift we can give, I mean, money is always nice, chocolate, food, all that kind of stuff, but is advice, and impartial advice, saying that, you know what, these are all your options, have a go. This is what I know other people have done. This is what I've done, but maybe this is what you should do. Not just because you've got to remember, however everything was for you in your time period is going to be different with the same thing in this time period, because the times change, the people's change, social media, the way things work, the way information travels, and you know, a little bit with a lot, not a little bit, a lot with young people and, you know, mental health. I mean, I'm going to mention 2 movies that I mentioned last week. You want to talk about mental health and you want to talk about dealing with things, go watch the Rocky saga. Go watch all 5 of them. If you're a young person and you think, well, Rocky 1 and 2 looks a bit too old for me, skip through bits of Rocky 3, watch the best bits of Rocky 3, watch number 4, watch number 5, watch Rocky Balboa, and then go watch Creed 1 and 2. Because, you know, the life isn't straightforward. It's going to have ups and downs, hills and valleys, and you just got to keep moving forward. It's as simple as that, you know. I'm in the school of thought that, you know what, taking something off your chest and talking about it and getting rid of it is fantastic. But dwelling on it, I'm depressed, I'm tired, life's not going well for me, I don't know what to do, I'm going to stay in bed all day. You know, it doesn't work. You've got to be active. Remember, a little bit of something is better than a lot of nothing. And that's especially with health and fitness, you know, little eating habits that are good, little training habits that are good, little workouts that are good. A little bit of something is better than a lot of nothing, and it's as simple as that. But yeah, let's go on to my next topic. If you've just joined me, welcome to The Real Show. We've now hit the 40-minute mark. We've got 20 minutes left. A big thank you to everybody that's been joining in, and again, a big thank you to Yeti's Kitchen. for giving us this platform. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, and Clubhouse. A big thank you to those that tune in live, and a big thank you to those who tune in at a later time. Remember, everything's good in the hood. We got to try our best and forget about the rest. Try not to dwell on things. I know it's challenging times, etc., but it is what it is. Going back to movie talk, I'm going to go over to a little bit of Bollywood. As with a lot of the TV industry, movie industry, a lot of filming's been stopped or postponed, or from what I gather, a lot of things are going into pre-production around the first week of March, which will probably be in line with the government announcement. But Bollywood, nothing's been happening much, but I just thought I'd mention what movies will be coming out this year. If you're a Jana Jana Salman Khan fan, then you will be pleased to know Radhe, Your Most Wanted, by a sequel to Wanted, will be coming out. It was scheduled to be released last year, I think, but because of the pandemic and filming, etc., I think it's been filming in between. It's meant to be coming out at Eid, so you're looking around the May mark. John Abraham will be in Satyameva Jayate 2. I hope I've said that correct. It's a part 2, and it will be releasing on Eid as well. So it'll be going head to head with Salman Khan's Radhe. Another movie, I'm not too excited about it. It's a Akshay Kumar starrer and Sara Ali Khan. It's called Atarangi Re. I'll be honest, in recent years, I'm not an Akshay Kumar fan. He just absolutely I think the last movie I watched with him that I enjoyed was probably the last 2 movies was Mujhse Shaadi Karogi, Will You Marry Me, and Janiman. Those are the last 2 movies I enjoyed him in. After that, I've not really enjoyed him in anything. I think besides those 3 movies, there are quite a few movies that are going to be releasing this year. Bell Bottom, which portions of it, again, another Akshay Kumar movie, portions of it were filmed in England. I was scheduled to be a supporting artist in that, but it didn't happen. And if I'm not wrong, I think Shahid Kapoor's got another movie coming out. But you know what? If you want to watch some fun-loving Bollywood movies, then what I would suggest, just to have a laugh, a Salman Khan starrer, Har Dil Jo Pyar Karega, give that a watch. I think it's coming up to 20 years old, 17 years old for that movie. But a fun movie, fun, light-hearted movie with a bit of a moral of the story at the end. Going back to sports talk, it's a bit strange, but I'm going to explain this as a balanced argument. UFC Fight Night 185. Weigh-in results. It absolutely baffles me. 4 fighters missed their weight and 1 bout was cancelled. Now, I know we're in challenging times, but if you're a pro athlete, you got access to the gym, you can train. I'm sorry, if you're a professional athlete, unless there was something seriously wrong in camp, like a health issue or an injury or something like food poisoning or something like that, and you don't make weight, and especially if you're overweight, what's the excuse? I'm sorry, it's just not good enough. You're a professional athlete, the fans sponsor you, you're making money, fans pay money, and you can't make weight. Sometimes things do happen by accident. Water weight, they've carved up too soon or too late. But I just find it ridiculous, especially if you're a professional athlete. It's like, what's the excuse? Not making weight. I'll give you an example. I've got one that I noted down. Look at this. Sergey Spivak weighed in at 245. Opponent Jared Vanderer 265. That's a 20-pound difference. Another one, Ayman Zahabi 136 versus Draco Rodriguez 140.5. I think what happens, I'm sure UFC will probably be similar to boxing. the person might get fined, or if you miss the weight completely, sometimes the fight's cancelled, or you lose, you know, you get fined 30% of your purse, which is fine. But I just think, you know what, what's the excuse, especially when you're a pro athlete, you've got access to the gym, you've got a nutritionist, you got this, you got that. But it just goes to show anything can happen, and you've got to have a backup plan behind a backup plan, and you've got to be willing to make weight and break weight and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully, allegedly, the gyms will be back open. I had a few questions the last couple of weeks. Where am I in shot? I mean, I've lost a bit of size. People have asked me how I've been keeping in shape. And to be honest, the main thing for me is try not to eat so much junk, drink as much water as you can, reduce your sugar intake, and try and exercise every day or every other day. What I've been doing recently, I've got 2 5 kg dumbbells. I do 4 sets of 40 reps. If I'm not feeling it so much, or I don't get a good pump, I'll drop it down to 3 sets of 40. When I started back in January, it was 30 reps. I've gone up to 40 reps. Sometimes I'll do it in a circuit style. Sometimes I'll do 4 sets of, say, shoulder press with about a minute rest in between, then move on to the next exercise. Generally, they're full body workouts. And on average, I'm walking around 50 miles a week over 7 days. I've got a little bit of abs, but I'm still carrying a little bit of fat. I think my legs have gone down in size a little bit because, and I've not got massive amounts of weights to push. But again, doing a little bit of something every day is better than doing a lot of nothing, or dwelling on it, or saying I'm going to start tomorrow. Just start. If you feel good in the morning, do it first thing in the morning. If you feel better doing it at night, do it last thing at night. And don't sabotage yourself too much eating junk food. Try and avoid the food apps to like get delivery and all that kind of stuff. And even with the supplements, don't go OTT. For me, what I do, I take a glutamine daily, morning and night, regardless of whether I'm training or not. It's 1 amino acid on its own. It's a tasteless powder, about a teaspoon in warm water or in some juice. First thing in the morning, last thing before bed. Good for your gut, good for your digestive system, good for your immune system, good for recovery. I'll have amino acids throughout the day. 1 scoop in a big bottle of water, branch chain and essential amino acids. Fruity flavored, tastes like cordial. Sometimes I'll have a protein shake. Sometimes I won't. My issue is sometimes I'm lactose intolerant. Sometimes I'm not. At the moment, I have got a dairy-free protein powder. I've not tried it yet, but I'm hoping to try it over the weekend. If you don't have an issue with milk, make it with milk. If you have an issue with milk, mix it with water or some type of juice. Or you know what, make your own shake. If you're gaining weight, I mean, some milk, some peanut butter, almond butter, a spoon of honey, a banana, some oats, a Snickers bar. Yeah, I know what you're going to say, the sugar. Listen, if it was that easy to put on fat, then every time I eat a chocolate, which is every day, I would be very, very overweight and like that. And I'll be honest, sometimes I eat chocolate every day, and then sometimes I'll go for days without it. Body's a very strange. Body's a very unique machine. You can really push it, so don't be shy to see what you can do. Some people train twice a day, cardio in the morning, weights in the evening, sometimes the other way around. Do what's good for you. Try everything, stick to it. Worst case scenario, you don't like it, you don't know what you're doing, there's too much information out there. Go for a walk every day. Walk up the hill, down the hill, through the park, around the park, walk with your neighbor, walk with a friend, walk with your cat, walk with your dog, walk with your girlfriend, walk with your boyfriend, walk with whoever, but just be safe. Try and stay on main roads and try not to go out late at night, unless you like me and you got a big partner in the form of Rocky, my doggy. So sometimes he keeps me company, and it just keeps strange people away from me that might approach me at stupid o'clock in the morning. But like I said, depending on where you are, I wouldn't suggest going out too late at night. And just stay safe and stay happy. And again, if anybody's got any questions or requests or anything I've talked about in this show, feel free to give me a like, share, subscribe, or inbox me on Instagram at ashif.ashik with a K. Like, share, subscribe, follow at Yeti's Kitchen. Check her restaurant out. It's in Manchester. Some fantastic food there. Again, a big thank you for those of you who have joined in, and a big thank you to those of you who will be tuning in later on YouTube. I did jump on the YouTube hype last year during lockdown, and I was kind of putting one video out a month. The video that got the most views, which was only about 100 something views, was actually a supplement review. I'm quickly going to talk about supplements. Guys, when you're buying a supplement, if you are quite clued up or you've done your research, get a supplement that you think will suit you. The example I'm going to give is pre-workouts. A lot of pre-workouts out there are pants. A lot of them are overhyped. A lot of them are overpriced. If you kind of know what you're looking for, then you're probably going to spend about 20, 25 pounds. You'll get a decent pre-workout. Some of them have a fully disclosed label, so it tells you what's in there and what milligram of each ingredient. Some of them have a proprietary blend. Now, this is what peeves me off. It really peeves me off. There are so many people who review things on Instagram and YouTube, not going to mention any names, and they're like, prop blends are pants because you don't know how much of what ingredient are in it. Well, you know what? The original Jack 3D from back in the day, the OG of pre-workouts, that was a prop blend. It didn't tell you each individual ingredient, what was in there, what the amount was. And you know what? It did the job. Again, it doesn't work all the time, but a little bit of everything is better than a lot of one thing in some cases. So, you know, if you can get samples, fantastic. Don't just rely on one review. Go look at many reviews of the same product. You've got to remember, some people are sponsored, some people are working for the company, some people get a kickback. With me, I do have a good relationship with like 3 companies, but you know what? I'd love to stick with one brand, but you know what? Certain products from certain brands work for me, or certain brands don't have a certain product. One of the main products I go for, recovery supplement in this form of a sleep formula, amino acids, pre-workout, glutamine, and occasionally a protein powder or an all-in-one meal replacement, depending on the time of year and what I'm trying to do. I am an experienced fitness instructor, qualified strength and conditioning, boxing, martial arts, been there, got the t-shirt, traveled the world with it, got people to competitive level, national level. Even myself, I have entered 3 bodybuilding shows and not done bad for somebody that isn't enhanced like others. And that's another topic for another day. But remember, you know, like, do what's good for you and don't put too much junk and funk in your body, whether that's supplements or otherwise, because at the end of the day, you want to look good, feel good, and not have any comebacks on your health or mental well-being. Some people take massive amounts of performance enhancement, look great for 1 month in the year, and then look pants for the rest of the year. With me, I do have the ability to alter my physique based on my diet. Some people have seen me when I've been a little bit more full. Some people have seen me when I've been lean. But the fact of the matter for me is, at points in time when I've been more free, I hammer the gym more and I eat a lot more, or I change my diet. And when I don't have a chance to go to the gym, etc., that, well, then I won't train as much. And that's pretty much it. And I know how to adjust my body. I'll carb up, high protein, low carb, or high carb, low protein, etc. And it's as simple as that. But there has been a lot of feedback, and I do thank everybody for it. Again, if you've got any suggestions about something you want to hear on the show, or how you want me to make this like shot look pretty, oh no, please don't go, don't go, don't go. He fell down. I love you, Superman. Up, up, and away. Superman's gone. Me, minion, gone. Zebra, gone. And I think I had a smiley face. Oh, yeah, there's my smiley face. My love face, that's gone as well. We're down to the last 5 minutes of the show. We are going to finish with the tune, but this time I thought I'd give you my take on remix, karaoke, little bit of different lyrics, etc. But yeah, hopefully, you know, looking forwards, what's happening with myself and what's happening with the world. For those of you who are in media, TV, film, movie industry, all that kind of stuff, a lot of projects are going back into production from next month, from what I've seen, that ranging from TV shows, reality shows, movies, TV series. You know, I'm fortunate to have got a few acting gigs and a few pieces of work. And, you know, you just got to keep trying. Like I said, I've had to adapt this year. You know, there's no live events for me, or no live events scheduled. Just because look at the pandemic we've been in. Some people have had the vaccine, some people haven't, some people are still skeptical. Some people want to have it, don't want to have it. I think, you know what, inevitably everybody's going to have it. But do what's best for you. Next week will be the 4th live stream, and hopefully it's going to be wilder than ever. I've got a lot of different pieces of work I'm doing this week on other projects, so it's going to be a jam-packed week for me. And I'm hoping to come to you live and to carry on after the 4th week, because it will be the end of the month. And, you know, we're coming up to the end of the 2nd month of the year. So some of you had some New Year's resolutions. Some people wanted to change. Some people wanted to do something different. But all I can say, like I always say, is work together, network, communicate, try different things, come out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you got to do things you didn't want to do. Sometimes you got to do things that you never thought you'd do. And it's just one of those things. We'll talk about a little bit about hair and grooming, because some people have asked what have I been using. In a nutshell, to be funnily enough, what I've been using this week, why it kind of looks a bit gelled up, I've actually just been using mango butter. But next week I will talk about grooming products and shampoos, conditioners, because some people have actually asked for that. Some of my favorite aftershaves, etc. But I think for tonight, it's not going to be a dance. It's going to be a bit of a performance. Have you got any sunglasses here? Because I don't have any sunglasses. Well, that's a bit of a shame. But it's a take on Miley Cyrus, Midnight Sky. My version is called A Beautiful Lie. So to take you out of, I'm getting feeling a bit nervous now. Yo, I feel like I'm getting ready to go into a fight. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Mick used to tell me he's going to be like an angel on my shoulder. But yeah, it's weird. You know what? I really wish somebody was here to record me before I go live, because I think that's probably more funny and a little bit more entertaining than what you guys see on camera. But guys, this is my take on the Midnight Sky, and let's hit it. Where's my volume? Volume's there. And you know what they say, it'll be all right on the night. And you know what? It's not all right on the night, because it's not playing. Is that the volume? There we go. So hopefully it's not too loud and you can hear me. Let's hit it. This is my version, my take. Hope you like it. I'm going to sing you out. This was The Real Show. I've been your host, ASHIK. Tune in next week. Same time, same place, same host. Love you all. It's been a long time, but mine's telling me to go on. But it's been a long night, and I want you on my own. A lot of time went by, and I almost gave up hope. Forever and ever apart. A beautiful lie is the one you're taking, because you know I won't try. I was born to love, and I belong to someone, not you. I don't want to be loved by her. Beauty by my side, but this is only for one night. Oh no, I just need to be loved by her. Tie me up, tie me down. Baby, ooh, I want you bad. I was born to love, and I belong to another one. But now I just want to be loved by you. Loved by you. She pushed me right back and saw the look on my face. She wanted me bad, but I didn't want to be in this place. You should know by now it's gonna be a big mistake. Forever and ever apart. A beautiful lie is the one you're making, because you know I don't wanna try. I was born to love, and I belong to someone, not you. Just want to be loved by her. Beauty by my side, but this is only for one night. I just want to be loved by one. Tie me up, tie me down. You just wanna fool around, baby. Oh, I need you bad. I was born to love, but I just want to be loved by one, not you. I just want to be loved by one. You should know by now it's a big mistake. Oh, we're going back again. Oh, this is my version, A Beautiful Lie. My take on Miley Cyrus, Midnight Sky. Nearly done, guys. I don't have those hungry eyes like you. Like you. I was born to love and you don't love you anyone. See those tears that you make like I'll never be replaced. Baby, you know you're gonna replace me now. Tie me up, tie me down. I don't wanna be around. You ain't good for me. I was born to love and I belong to only one, not you. Belong to only one, not you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I literally improvised, made a few lyrics. That was my take. I love you all. This was The Real Show. Next week, same time, same place, Saturday, 10 p.m. at Yeti's Kitchen. See you later. Love you all. Take care.